Yes, guys, welcome back to SFeatley F1. We're back again. It's this round 14 preview for the Belgian Grand Prix in this year's championship. The summer break is over. Here comes the final rundown of the season. Right, including this one, we've got 9 races left, I believe. 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 20. 9 races. There you go. So yeah, and the big question obviously will be for people is, can Ferrari mount a comeback? They look title contenders. They still look like one of the fastest cars out there, or probably the fastest car out there. But it's not. It's not. Let's put it this way. It's. Yeah. It's a yeah. Like I said, there's loads to talk about as well. There's going to talk about some of the changes at Spa, I believe. So, right, I'm going to show you the differences. Make sure you smash the like button. Make sure you smash the subscribe button as well. So here's the differences for the new circuit. Looks like there's gravel traps for turn 1. So it looks like that you can't get away with some is now gravel, which I support. I mean, like, if you run off track, you should be punished. And like, I think runoff areas, like, for certain places they're decent, but for me, I'm like, you're the best drivers in the world. You shouldn't be punished. So yeah, as you can see, as you could see, if you didn't have the bloody ads, right. See, as you can see, that was the original. You can see the amount of curb and amount of runoff. And to be fair, that's used to be because the turn 1 used to come out to more towards that barrier, and then you used to go down it. So, but obviously now there's a gravel trap, so that's going to make turn 1 very interesting, actually. Like, you see a lot of drivers use the runoff area to get away with hitting another driver. So drivers have to be more careful into this Grand Prix going into turn 1. Right? They're really going to have to, otherwise they could easily be punished. Get rid of these adverts. But there you go. So as you can see, these are the changes for Spa, for Spa's Rouge circuit. And this is probably a response into what happened with Norris last year, hitting the barriers, and then obviously the tragic accident with Antoine Hubert in the 2019 F2 race. So as you can see, the difference is there's new asphalt, so there's less bumps. So the bumps that threw Carrere's car off, I don't think it was a Carrera actually, no. The driver that Antoine Hubert hit had been in the barriers coming off at the exit of Rouge, and he lost the back. That's because he lost the back end through a bump that he was hitting. That he hit in the middle of the corner. That's now gone. You haven't got that bump because they've resurfaced this circuit. So we'll see how these tyres react to the new surface as well. But as you can see, I think there's a little bit more. They've pushed back the barrier. You can see, look, the barriers are a lot closer on the image below than it is into the 2022 image behind you. The Rolex barrier seems more further away than the barrier than the barrier in season before. So, and I think, if I'm not making me wrong, there's also is that a new grandstand? Is that a new grandstand? No, it's not. It's not really the grandstand. It's just a normal stand. So yeah, and here's like you can see where you can't run, and you can't run over the curb as well. Look, you can see that. So interesting changes they've made to this circuit. So we'll wait to see how this plays out in the Grand Prix itself, especially the start, the lap one, like where you're gonna have numerous cars off the road, God knows where. So we'll see how that goes. Well, obviously, return from the summer break does mean sorry, I just realised my microphone's there. The return from the summer break. Hopefully that's a bit better for you guys. The return from the summer break means that there's going to be more upgrades coming. Mercedes have bought a new floor to their car. That complies with the floor changes that the FIA have introduced. Belgian, let's see who's turned up with what. GP. Upgrades. Right. But the ones who are going to make the most changes is actually McLaren. McLaren are looking like to make the major update. Right, title rivals bring Belgian Grand Prix updates, while McLaren make most changes to the cars. So Mercedes. So here we go. Here's the actual list of upgrades that are here. It's on racefans.net. This is for the Belgian Grand Prix. So Mercedes, by the way, are celebrating this weekend 54 years of AMG. So and there's also like a special hat for that. So I'm tempted to get it. Reason for the change: performance, flow, conditioning. So front wing end plane. So they've changed their front wing. They've reprofiled wing tip elements in. Right, and the description is improved flow over the wing tip by reduced pressure peaks, reduced losses flow to the rear of the car. So it's just helping the directing the more consistent air to the rear of the car, so they get more consistent rear downforce. Floor fences, they've had them aligned adjustment, better fence alignment through more conditions, improving the flow that needs. It's improving basically the local downforce of that area of the car. The body of the floor has been changed as well, and they've also done that to the rear wing. Red Bull bring their own upgrades. Coke engine cover. I swear that you're not allowed to change anything with the engine this year. You never know. Ferrari, who are supposed to be at the top of the tree, they've come with their own upgrades as well. Updating the rear wing, the beam wing, and then let's have a look at McLaren. Let's see what they've done. So they've improved their diffuser at the back of the car, which helps with aerodynamic performance. Rear wing's also been to help the drag range, like lower the drag wing, is basically create lower drag whilst keeping a good efficiency of rear downforce, which is always key around Spa, because you've got two sectors that are flat out. You've got two sectors that pretty much you need a lower wing, and then you've got the middle section where you actually want more downforce. So if you can get more if you can get more consistent downforce, but not have so much aerodynamic drag, then you'll do well here at this circuit because you get the best of both worlds. Rear corners also been adjusted. The rear brake duct configuration has been adapted in order to reduce drag. Again, reducing drag. Engine cover, lower cooling. They've done exactly the sort of same thing as what Red Bull have done. Cooling as well. The rear corn. They've literally gone to McLaren have gone to town with their car, right? Alpine, and I'm gonna stop there for now because obviously those are the main contenders. But if you look at well, obviously we'll be doing a news program. We will be doing a news show about the new 2026 rules, because obviously we've had the new rules come out of self-sustainable fuels, and which improves also innovation. Sustainable fuel is also roadworthy, so they can be transferred to the road industry. And that's all part of Formula One. Formula One is supposed to be the it's all about being the best, like the most pinnacle of motorsports and the most best technology available. So yeah, a lot of what you see on the road cars you'll see come from Formula One at some point. So yeah, so we've got that to look forward to for 2026. I'll explain that a lot more detail when I'll dedicate a news show to talk about those rules and what it could mean. But in terms of, I will go on about the drivers market. We will have a drivers market show. I do swear we will do that. Alpine, we all know about Fernando Alonso has since after the Hungarian Grand Prix announced he will replace Sebastian Vettel at Alpine, at Aston Martin, which is mind-boggling to me because, like, Alpine they're doing well. They're like really starting to push towards that top three of the team that look like their projects on track. The thing is that, like, the thing that I have with how do I put this? The thing is, I don't see Aston Martin challenging in the next 2-3 years. I think there's a better bet if Alpine doing it, and we know Fernando Alonso. Some people say he's not as quick as he was, and some people have justified that actually because he has been outperformed by Esteban Ocon. So, and I'd actually put this into debate and the question to everyone: should Alpine continue? Give me 2 seconds. I just gotta get to the door. Someone's left something at the door. Didn't bother bloody knocking. What?
That's yours.
No, I was live. No, I was live. No, I was live, Zhou. Fuck's sake. Sorry about that. Anyway, what was I saying? Yes. Some people probably justified in saying that, like, Alonso's time's done in Formula One. Because Ocon is outperforming him quite regularly now. So I think now I wouldn't be like, some people were actually saying, like, and I think it was Our last guest, Wajid, said that he's surprised that Max is that Vettel's leaving and Fernando's staying, because there you go. And but in terms of the top of the field, right? In terms of the top three, I do think if all the packages work well together, Mercedes will be a lot stronger this second half of the season, and I do think they will get a win or two. They will get a win or two by the end of the season. Because let's be honest, like even if they keep spending all the way to the end of the season, knowing they're not going to win the championship, what they spend now can just be transferred straight into next season, because there's not going to be much rule change. So they've got that they can explore that avenue of keep developing the car, because the more they learn about it, the more they'll be competitive next year, right? But then obviously you've got that with everyone else as well, and I wouldn't like I said, like if Mercedes' package works well here, why not say they could challenge the top Red Bull and Ferrari? Why not? Right? My other question is also to people in this chat: is it now done? Max is now what, 80 points in front of. I'm not even going to count Perez, because I'm not going to let Perez win a title, right? Because Jos Verstappen will do his nut. So I'm not counting Perez in this, because otherwise some of the Grand Prix he would have won without having to give up his positions. Spain being one of them, and Baku. I do feel that it's getting towards, if Ferrari need to come out straight away, and do you know what Ferrari need? They need an utter controllable, dominant performance. Do you know what they actually need? They need a 1-2. They need a 1-2 in this Grand Prix. If they are going to try and get Caue back, right, as title contenders, they need to make a statement. And what better to do it than the first race you're back from summer break, saying, right, bang, 1-2, right, with Red Bull 3 or 4, and then hope but as long as Ferrari get the 1 and 2, then they can hopefully have Mercedes get 3 or 4 or 5, but make the dominant statement that we're out to win this championship. And also, I would also think that they need to back one or the other. They need to stick with one driver now for the title. Let me have a look at the constructors and driver standings before I wrap up, because I didn't want to be doing a preview for too long, because there's so much more stuff. I've got the watch-along to do. I've got the football as well. Which, by the way, if you are from SFeatleyTV as well, we will be doing a watch-along as well. We will be doing that. But if I'm delayed with the F1, it'll be Gami Guna, who's from King's Football Show. He'll cover it for us until I can turn up. So don't worry, we won't miss out on that. F1 standings, let's have a look. Before we wrap up, let me just go through the standings as it is. Make sure you keep hitting that like button and subscribe. Please do share the channel as well. Do share the channel, it really does help. And it does mean a lot to us if you could share the channel to anyone that you know loves Formula 1. Please do so. So the 2022 standings as they are. Let's have a look. So Max Verstappen, 258. He is 80 points clear of Charles Leclerc, who's and here's the thing. This is why I now think that Ferrari needs to stick with Charles Leclerc. Carlos Sainz, I'm sorry, but he's had his chances, and I think Binotto. If this was Ross Brawn and John Todd, right, people saying, "Oh, they were always going to back Schumacher." Well, Schumacher was always ahead at the start of the season, right? But they would turn around and say, "Right, he's on number one, right? He's got that more points than you. Where right, you need to support him to get the title, to get us both titles. You need to support him." So if Sainz is first in this Grand Prix, he needs to move out the way. If Leclerc is second, and Sainz is third, coming towards the end of this Grand Prix, they need Sainz to move aside, right? Because the only one that's going to be able to stop Verstappen is Leclerc. Perez ain't going to stop him. He's not going to be allowed to, right? And so for Ferrari's sake, that's what they need to do. Let's have a look at the constructors. Actually, sorry, let me go for the rest of the driver standings first. So you got Perez third, Russell in fourth, right, after the season so far. Right, for people saying that he's been outperforming Hamilton and Hamilton's not been at his best, right, he's on 146. He's only 12 points behind him. Like, so he's not that far off. So there you go. But yeah, Carlos Sainz fifth, Hamilton sixth. Lando Norris is the first of the rest of the other teams with 76 points. The first best of the rest, shall we say? Because if you're in those top three teams, you're supposed to occupy the top six results in the standings. But let's have a look. Constructors table wise, Red Bull on 431 points. They are nearly 100 points clear. They are 97 points clear of Ferrari. Right, they're 100 and so they're 91 clear of Ferrari. So they're 90. What? So they're 90. 100 will be. So they're 97 points. Sorry, 97 points. That's 127 points. They're ahead of Mercedes. And Mercedes. This is the thing. This is how it's turned into such a disaster for Ferrari. Mercedes were nowhere near any of them in the first pretty much 9 races. They were saying that Mercedes were nowhere near them. Yet now they're only 30 points off Ferrari in second place. Right? And someone said this, I think it was Matty on the WTF1 channel. They said about if this was Mercedes, if Mercedes had Ferrari's car, they would walk with this championship. I agree. Like if Mercedes had Ferrari's car, right? I'm telling you now, Red Bull will not have that many points, and Max Verstappen will be struggling to keep Lewis Hamilton behind him, or George Russell. I'm telling you, because they are such a well-drilled oil machine. Yes, this season's not gone the way they've planned, of course, but that's the nature of the sport. You get new rules, you get a shake-up in the grid, right? That's the whole point of it. But Ferrari have got a lot of questions they need to answer themselves before they carry on. They really do. If they are to push on and push Verstappen towards this championship, right, and make it a title fight, then they really need to. Hopefully, that what they've done is they've taken those 3 weeks in the summer, which probably couldn't have come at a better time to go, right, how have we fucked that up? And what can we do to stop him walking it? Because at the moment, like, I'm not taking anything away from Max to this one. Like, last year, I'll say it till I'm blue in the face, right? And I don't care what anyone thinks. I don't care what people say, get over it, this, that, and the other. Right? That the title was not legit. It was fixed. The title was fixed last year, right? But this year, if he wins it this year, by all means, I'll be like, yeah, fine, you deserve to win that, because at the minute he's destroying Ferrari, who have got who generally have probably the faster car, right? And Ferrari have only got themselves to blame. Simple as that. But there you go. Right? We'll see how it plays out. But like I said, we'll see how it plays out for the remainder of the season. But nothing will please Ferrari more than a good statement here in Belgium. It will do them the world of good, and that's the honest truth about it at the minute. That's the honest truth about them at the minute. They need a proper dominant result, because I think Red Bull have had it already this season. They now need it, because at the moment Red Bull seem to just be picking on their scraps at the minute. They've been picking up the scraps that they leave behind, that they've left behind nearly every single Grand Prix. Every single Grand Prix I've seen so far, there's been at least one opportunity that Red Bull have had presented to themselves by Ferrari, and straight away they're taking it. Straight away, take it. And that's the nature of Formula One and elite sport. You give your opposition an opportunity, they'll take it. Simple as that. So yeah, we'll see how it plays out. But I'm just hoping as well we don't have a washout like last year. I don't want to be sitting here 6 hours doing a watch along again. Like, I'd rather not. Mate, that last year was so like painful. Big up, Paul. Hope you're doing well, my friend. Hope you're doing well. I'm about to wrap up in a minute anyway. So, look, like I said, Ferrari need that win now. They need to go out there and destroy Red Bull in this Grand Prix, right? Because if Max continues with his winning streak again, right? If Max continues with his winning streak or his dominant displays so far this season, if he carries this into the second half of the season, this will be over with about 3 to 4 races left, like Hamilton used to do it in 2019. And what I love is that everyone will love off Max Verstappen about it, right? But when Hamilton does it, everyone bitches that he's got the best car. You know? Like, instead of just, like, congratulating on the achievement. But there you go. We are live in 40 minutes. No, we're live, I'll tell a lie, 35 minutes with my watch-along to the Grand Prix, to the qualifying watch-along itself. Hopefully, we won't have hopefully it's not been raining too hard, and we get a dry running, or if not, we get a running that's trouble-free. And that way also I can then quickly make dinner before the next watch-along. But there you go. We will be doing my Arsenal watch along no matter what. If I'm still stuck here doing this, Right, I've got to say he will take over for us. But yeah, make sure you hit the like, you hit the subscribe, hit the share button, please. If you haven't subscribed, please do. Like I said, like it says down below, it goes to charity. My SFeatleyTV all goes to charity. So if you could do that, it'd be really, really appreciated if you could donate. And yeah, we're back in 35 minutes. It's right. Until then, take care.